Got to turn the recording on.
And we're gonna mute everybody so you can all sing. Yeah, feel free to sing.
Let me make sure that my
Your heart.
their sound is on. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna mute everybody. Okay, unmute yourself if you need to.
This is a Daniel Nahmod song, a new one for us for opening.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be.
Everybody sing
I'm
along.
in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul
Unmute yourself, Kathy.
Okay. Yes, thank you, everybody. And thanks for that was a good song, Jane. Good pick. We start everything with a treatment, and this week I'm doing something different. I am reading one of my mentors' treatments, Barbara Waterhouse from Asheville. And she is a powerful lady and does amazing work. So she has been in my heart for a while. She's going through some health problems. So this is for her, from her. So we will just take a deep breath in. There is one power, one presence in this entire universe and beyond. It is light and love and vibration and creation. It is energy that is all, in all, as all, and whatever it is. Everything is part of it. So there is oneness, and then there is us as the individualized expression of the divine in form. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual law. And I know we come together today by divine appointment to create the best life ever in love, in joy, and happiness, in prosperity, and in health, and in fullness. And I know we come together today to create this life that is magnificent and glorious. And whatever we need to know, we know. Whatever we need to have, we have. And we use these principles to direct spiritual law and manifest our heart's desire. And with great gratitude and thanksgiving for the knowledge of how to use this, for the connection of all of these people coming together in consciousness, and for the opportunity that we have to demonstrate these principles with great gratitude and thanksgiving, I simply release this into all that God is, all that Spirit is, all that the divine is, knowing that is all. And together we say, and so it is. And we have a prayer that we say every week, the identity prayer. You could read it and pray along with us. I know that within myself, there is that life which is perfect, complete, and divine. It was never born and it cannot die, for it lives and is God. Within myself is wholeness, peace, poise, and the power of life. This life is health, it is abundance, it is love. There is one life, and it is the life of God, and this is my life now, and so it is. So we usually do a short meditation now. So just relax into this.
Taking a moment to reflect on all the gifts that life has given me through the year. The experiences, the joy, the successes, I take a moment to enjoy everything that was. Now, take a moment to reflect on the setbacks. Accepting the year gone by is now the past, a place to learn from. I take a moment to cherish the lessons from the year. Taking a deep breath in and out. Breathing in deeply. As I breathe out, I feel the uneasiness from the year leave me. Breathing in and breathing out all that holds me back. Accepting myself where I am right now. Letting myself know I'm okay. Trusting my own core of goodness. I create space for me to be. From deep within, my inner light sparkles like a candle. First a flicker, and then a glow. My inner light radiates purposefully. Out into the world. Feeling at ease with myself and at one with the world. Everything is just as it should be. I am open to whatever happens next.
Jane, you want to sing us out? You're,
I'm
no,
I know.
can't hear you. You're coming in.
Gene, you had some kind of feedback going on.
Couldn't hear you.
You connect with your. Do you have
That's right.
disabled
No, it's still.
disabled the audio on your phone?
Well, somebody, you lead it.
Can you do it, Paul?
Turn the sound on your phone, Jane. On your other device.
Just log in with the other device, yeah.
Either that or disconnect with the other device.
All right, how's this?
Good.
Little echo, that's not too bad.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I know I'm One in the spirit. Paul, you lead it.
I don't know it.
I don't know it.
All right, well, let's do one you know. I am as God created me. How about that?
I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And now we have our favorite Reverend Robin Moore speaking to us today. We are so excited to have her with us. So take it away.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take it away. The title of my talk this morning is The Gifts of 2020. And it's really funny because when Kathy and I talked the other day, I kind of had it all figured out in my mind what the gifts were. And when I thought about it over the last couple of days, I kind of was looking from the outside in, and I decided that I would go from the inside out. We all know that we have had an opportunity this year. And, I'll start with the title in mind, The Gift of 2020. What is a gift? A gift is something that's given. A gift is something that's natural, innate, a talent, something that is within us, something that we've come with, or something that's been added. And 2020. I know that when 2020 started, I was all excited about perfect vision, getting clarity. And I think in a very unique way, we've gotten that. I looked up the spiritual meaning of 2020, and it's pure potential. It's trust. It's opportunity, living life to the fullest. And so as we have moved, or as I have moved through 2020, I have been reminded of a lot of things, but what I wanted to share with you is some of the tools and some of the truths that stood true through 2020, despite any appearance to the contrary. And how I started 2020 was being very open. And as our lives changed with COVID-19, I had to go back into my toolbox. And the first thing that I pulled out of my toolbox was trust. As you all pretty much know my story, and you know that I had an opportunity to move through cancer. And one of the things that I learned in that journey was trust, that I could trust God in all things, no matter what. And so my first tool was trust, because trusting God, trust in the source, trust in all that is, that power, that presence that guides and directs us, me. And, in my life, I've decided that I can't pick and choose when I'm going to trust God. I trust God in all things. I trust God all the time. Despite any appearance to the contrary, I am going to trust in that presence, that power, that love, that life that flows through us, as us, because it will always be for us. When God spoke a word, he didn't worry about, or it didn't worry about whether it was going to happen. It knew it would. And so having that kind of trust in the God of our understanding, in that love, in that light, knowing that it will not fail, despite any appearance to the contrary. So for me, trust was paramount. It was so required because it made life easy for me. I was able to know that I was going to be safe, and that despite any appearance to the contrary, that all would be well. And so trust was my first tool. And my second tool was to remember that we are one. In that prayer, and even in that meditation that you had in the service, it talked about we are one. There's no separation. We are all here by divine appointment. We are all here because we are capable, we are qualified, and we're more than ready to take on whatever is before us. And that falls back into that trust, knowing that we are capable. There are no accidents in life. We are here today because we are supposed to be. And that in the song that we didn't sing, it talked about, and in the treatment, about the fact that we are one, that we are God's expressions. We are individualized expressions, but we're not separate. We're part of a huge whole, HWHOLE, that we're part of a whole, and that there is no separation, and what one does impacts the other. We learned during this year how interdependent and interconnected that we are, and that everyone has a part, a role to play in this journey, and that it's going to take all of us together to move through this. We're not moving alone, we're moving together, we're moving with God, we're moving with each other. And as we move together, and as we take each other into consideration, we know that we're going to be better for it. It's the opportunity to see beyond what is, and to know that in this oneness, we move together, you know. And for me, it's being able, it's like standing firmly planted in the ground and being able to know that you can sway, and that there is no right or wrong way. There is just the way, you know. And where am I in that process? You know, in the oneness, there's always choice. And one of the other tools that I relied on is the power of choice. You know, what am I choosing? How am I choosing? Who's choosing? Am I choosing, or is someone else's choice impacting my choice? You know, what are my thoughts? What am I thinking? You know, where's my focus? Where's my attention? You know, all of these things matter as we're moving through this journey we call life. You know, the greatest gift we've been given is the gift of life. I read something in my bathroom this morning, and it says, God's gift to us is life, and what we do with that life is our gift to God. And so, you know, what are we doing with the gifts that we've been given? What are we choosing with the gifts that we've been given? We came here equipped with everything that we need. Everything that we need on this journey is within us, right here, right now. There's nothing to go get. There's only that which is to be excavated or released or to be revealed. You know, and what are we learning in 2020? What are we experiencing in 2020 that's taking us to another place, to a greater expression of who we are? And we get to decide that, you know, and it's not, the choice is not etched in stone. It's just a choice in a moment, because every moment is a new moment. So we get to choose how we're going to express, how we're going to be, what we're going to experience, what we allow, what we don't allow, what we appreciate, what we don't appreciate. And we get to decide, is that important enough for me to keep moving? You know, we're constantly in the state of motion. We're constantly in the state of change. Change is part of the natural evolution of life. And when we go with the flow, when we can trust that we are safe and that all is well, we are utilizing a gift that is innate within us. You know, the gifts of 2020 are the gifts that are constant, that are always present and available to us, the ones that we see and don't see. You know, where are we in the continuum of experience our gifts? Are we able to go within? Are we able to take that time to go within and ask the questions? Because we know that the kingdom of God is within. Everything starts from within. We live life from inside out, not outside in. And when we look at the outside of our lives, we get to look at what our thoughts have been, what the patterns or beliefs that we've had or having, the race consciousness that we live in. All of that is a reflection of what goes on the inside of us. And our lives are a reflection of the inside. But we know that if there's going to be any change, or if there's going to be anything different, we have to start it ourselves. We have to look within. And I say have to, but it's not really have to, we get to, because we're choosing all the time. And so as we get to look within and to ask the questions and to see what needs to be released, what needs to be let go, what is seeking to emerge from us. In those places, when we go within, we're able to hear, to listen, to see. And when we ask, we get to pay attention. Because sometimes when we ask in the moment, we don't get the answer, or we're not aware enough to receive the answer. But so we have to pay attention to our surroundings. I have a friend who always says, the universe is always talking to you. Pay attention. So where's your attention? Where's your focus? What are you choosing? Are you trusting? Are you operating from the place of trust and faith and safety? Because part of the trust is knowing that we're always safe. No matter what, we're always safe because God is within us. God is us. We are individualized expressions of God. So there is not a place that God is not. So we're always safe. So it's going back to that place of trust, to that place of knowing that we are one and that we can count on each other. We can count on each other. We can look to each other for the light, for the lesson, for the opportunity. You know, 2020 has been a unique, in your face kind of year. We've been challenged in our beliefs. We've been challenged in how we look at life. We've been challenged in the way that we live our lives. We've been challenged by so many things, but everything has been an opportunity. It's a gift because in that challenge, we're choosing. We're choosing whether it's going to be hard, whether it's going to be easy, whether we can move through it or not, because whatever we decide, it's so. I read in the Daily Guide for Science of Mind today, and it says, when we choose, our choices are who we are. Our choices make us. So we need to be wise in our choices. And so it's understanding that no matter what is before us, we have that strength. That strength is innate in us to move through. There's not a place that we're going to go or we're going to be that God is not. And so with that understanding, we can be willing to surrender. We can be willing to be vulnerable. We can be willing to let go of those things that are familiar to us, that are comfortable for us, because each moment's a new moment. Each moment is a new opportunity. And are we going to stay holding on to our past? Those past moments, even the beautiful, loving ones, they're still past. And are we going to allow the opportunities to create new moments, to create that newness, that freshness, that ability for us to see life differently, to be different than we were, and to be the gift? Because the real gift of 2020 is you. The real gift of 2020 is you. It's how you are being. What are you bringing to the table? Because you know what? As I look at this screen, I see all these little boxes, and trust me, each one of these boxes and each one of these faces and each one of these beings have a place in this moment, right here, right now. And how are we showing up? What are we doing? Are we allowing the best version of ourselves to come forward? Because we're being asked to step higher. We're being asked to be conscious of how we traverse this planet, how we are being with each other, how we love each other, how we interact with each other, because we're in relationship with everything in our life. And the gift of 2020 is the awakening to me. I've awakened to what's next. And I've also asked the question throughout the year, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Because in order to move forward, you've got to let go. You've got to create space. You've got to create an opportunity. And when we look for opportunities, we find them. When we look for potential, we find it. When we look for the best versions of ourselves, we find that. And so it's like, for me, it's being willing to stand in trust and thanksgiving. Because trusting that we have everything we need in each and every moment, and giving thanks for everything that's before us. Because when we give thanks, we can always see the good. We can always find the good. We can always find the opportunity in gratitude and praise. You know, I often used to think of the word praise as like, you know, you're praising God and, you know, and it's to God, but it's not to God, it's of God. Because there is a beauty, there is an appreciation of this life that we've been given, this time in our lives to be. Because it's about the being, it's not about the doing. The doing comes from the being. So who are we being? How we're showing up in the world? What is our gift? What is the gift that we're bringing in this moment to this situation, to this life? Because we're all bringing it individually, but we become collectively one. And each one matters. Each one is power. Each one is equal. No one's better or greater than the other. We're just great gifts of God together. And together, we bring that light. We bring that joy. We bring that love. We bring the goodness, the fullness of life that God has given us, you know, because we are God's expression. And we can't, I would like for us not to think that we don't have it, or that we can't do that, or we can't be that, and that we're not that fullness. You know, we're taught to claim and declare that which we desire. And so I desire that we all get to live the fullness of life that God has granted us. It's available. It's always available, and God always provides. And when we look for when we know that the provision is there, then we don't have to worry about anything. We just get to be. And though 2020 has been a unique year, it's been very unique. To me, it's been a year of introspection, of relatedness, connectedness, trust, thanksgiving. You know, we know that together we accomplish more together. And it's in our commonality. You know, the one thing is that we are spirit, that we are love, that we are one. And as we move through these moments, because I like to treat life in moments, because they're all experiences, but the experiences only last moments. We're not locked into them. They're not permanent, they're temporary. So we can move through anything that is temporary. And that gift that we have is in the knowingness and the trusting that we have the tools, even if we're not aware of it. It's asking for the information. We are all a part of this one mind, and we have access to it. All we have to do is ask. I love the acronym I have for ask is ask, seek, and know. It's in the knowingness. It's in that place of trust, because in the trusting is the knowingness. And it's knowing that we are of God and we are God. And we are the light of the world. And we are that gift that keeps giving. We're the gift that keeps giving. It shows up in different forms and different varieties, but we are the gift. And I like to look at the things that have gone on this year as an awakening to who we really are, who God intends us to be. And what are we going to choose? Are we going to choose the gift of God that we are? Or are we going to continue to play it safe, not acknowledge our gifts and talents, not acknowledge the strength that we are, the love that we are, the life that we are, the joy that we are? You know, strength is the gift of God that allows us to persevere. Man has been here all this time. Nature has been here all this time. Many forms, many expressions, but life itself has always been and will continue to be. And we are the life energy. So no matter what form we take, we are always going to be here. Different form, different shape, different opportunity. But we are the gift of life. We are the gift of love. We are the gift of God. And we are the giver of the gift because we're able to give that gift of life, of love, of joy, of peace and harmony to each other, to everything that we interact with. We are giving life to everything that we experience. But we have to remember, most importantly, that everything starts with me. And I am just so grateful for these teachings and for this opportunity to walk my talk. And I think that is the ultimate gift of 2020, is we've been able to prove what we know as truth. We've been able to walk in it, and we don't have to walk in it perfectly because each moment is a new moment. And so we get a new opportunity to do that. And so to kind of wrap this up and bring it to a bow is just that I invite each of you, as the meditation Kathy shared with us, to really be grateful for every aspect of 2020, because it is going to be this, it is to me the springboard for what's next in each and every one of our lives. And it's different for each one of us. But I do know that as we continue to utilize these principles and these truths as our lives, that we will know that we can move through anything because we have the source, the power, and the trust that God is us and that we are always safe and there is only good because God only creates good. And everything else that shows up that looks contrary to that is just looks contrary to that, because good is always going to be available. And love triumphs over everything. Love heals, love forgives. Love has no limits and no bounds. And that's why the love that we are, the gift of love, the gift of life, supersedes and transmutes and transforms everything else. And I am just so grateful for the opportunity that the Charlottesville Teaching Center of Spiritual Living has given me and continues to give me. You guys know that you're part of my family, and I just truly appreciate the gift and the opportunity that's afforded me And I will leave you with this one. My favorite scripture is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge the presence that we are. For that presence will guide and direct us, and we'll always know the way. And as we look to that light, to that power within us, know that there is nothing that comes before us that is not for us. And so it is. Thank you. Your
Thank you, Robin. Now, we're going to do a song before we go into a discussion.
Yeah, so.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Perfect. Well, I know we are all ready. We're ready right now to get deeper into our soul. So thank you, Reverend Robin. That was a wonderful talk. And what I know is you are one of the most amazing people that always, always, always walks your walk. Always. And you are a gift to all of us. And it's funny, the talk reminded me of my mentor, Barbara Waterhouse. And she has a license plate on her car, and it just says, "Be more." And that kind of gets me for this year, is to be more. And I know on the Science of Mind magazine, I just wanted to read a line that I absolutely loved. And it just said, "What qualities of the divine would you like to embody as you move through the next year of your life? Who would you like to be? What qualities of the divine comes to you?" Me. And I think we can all, I think the staying at home and the working inward helps to bring out the be more who we want to be. Anybody else want to have any comments from that wonderful message? And I love that 2020 has been a springboard. That is a great image, to keep in our heads. How can we be more? Spring off of all of this.
Certainly.
Yeah.
We have a lot to work on.
We do. And it's kind of brought in our face this year. So it's good. We needed that. We needed an awakening,
Yeah, I felt the same way. And it's funny because as I was finished, I thought to myself, I said, now that was a little different than what I had envisioned, even this morning. And, when I prepare for talks, I spend a lot of time thinking and writing and meditating. And then I'm always amazed at what God delivers, because I allow myself to be a vessel and not evaluate. Because I'm like, okay, if I'm telling everybody you have everything you need, then I have everything I need. And it's always amazing to me what happens when we trust God.
Yeah.
When we trust that God of us, what happens, what life looks like, what we experience. And I'm just always amazed, always amazed. And the other thing I wanted to say is when I look at the screen, it's like it's a mosaic, it's a tapestry of what God creates. We're each unique, we're each different, but we each bring an aspect of God to the whole. And that aspect and that uniqueness that we are is necessary. It is required. It is integral to the whole. Even when people transition, their energy stays, they take another form, but they're still part of the whole.
Yeah.
It just in a different way than we are accustomed to seeing them. And so the whole is never depleted. It's never broken. And so I'm just looking, and it's like so beautiful, all these beautiful faces. And this is just like a microcosm of what the world is to me.
So I'm reminded of that that song, that lovely song, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. And some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Just kind of a whimsical take on that, Reverend Rob.
Well, I love the way that you always can bring something to song, Jane. I love it. That's not my gift. Okay, so I'm grateful.
That was a piece of music that we used in a previous Zoom meeting.
That was cute. I always like the phrase, it came to pass, meaning it didn't come to stay, you know? It
Right.
came to pass. It's moving on. So nothing to see here. Keep going, keep going.
When you it seems to me that when a person lives out of trust, the first thing that comes to mind is you're giving up fear. You're not being fearful when you're being trusting. Doesn't mean you don't feel fear, but you're not allowing that to control what you're doing. So you're when you're living out of trust rather than out of fear, one thing that I've observed is that when a person or an animal goes into fear, whatever semblance of intelligence that they might have presumed to have goes out the window. So living out of trust lets go of that fear, which allows you to simply experience whatever it is that's going on. And we all know that there's some things you can do something about, and there's some things you can't do anything about. There's some ways that you can influence what your environment is, and some ways that you cannot influence your environment. So letting go of the fear through trust is a way of making sure that you have all of those, all of that abilities that you have to bring to bear on the things that you can do something about, and you can do it in a comfortable and in a comfortable way that recognizes this is what I can do, and beyond this, I just am. I need to be ready to accept whatever happens, and that. It just seems to me that puts you in so much better, it would put me in so much better of a mindset, so much better of an emotional state, that I can then respond to my environment better. My immune system is going to be better because I'm not wasting cycles with the fear stuff. I'm not wasting energy with being in fear. And so, just in general, life is going to be a lot better and easier and more enjoyable for me.
So, Paul, thank you. In this moment, I was able to breathe in trust and breathe out fear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, I'm led. Can we put that post-meditation song up again? It just keeps going through my head. It's just exactly so much of what Reverend Robin was talking about. I just wonder if we could try singing that again.
What?
The post-meditation song.
There we go.
I invite people to sing along with it. I'm thankful, so grateful. I know I'm one in the spirit. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust God.
Yeah, Jane, you're not.
You do well, Jane.
Jane, your bandwidth is not working.
I know I'm
One in the spirit.
I'm thankful, so grateful.
I trust
in God.
I
I don't know how I
trust in God. Was the idea.
Yeah, it's a new song. I'm not really familiar with it, but Jane, you're coming in and out and echoing, so
yeah, really,
not working.
yeah, a lot.
We'll learn that.
Sorry.
We'll try to,
Outside.
yeah. I also like,
It's Ricky Byers. Maybe we can share.
yeah, we can't even hear you now.
Anyway,
Okay. Well, thank you.
Robin, that was a perfect message for the year, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And are you going to have any classes this year? Have you decided it's coming year?
Well, I am doing classes. We'll resume on the Tuesday, January. What's that Tuesday? I think it's the second Tuesday in January. We'll start again.
And what will it be?
Just basic science of mind right now.
Okay.
I am contemplating if my schedule changes to do a book study, but I haven't. I won't know whether my schedule is going to change until the first week of January.
Okay.
But I will keep Kathy informed, and she can keep you guys informed. I would love y'all.
We're gonna try and work out something where Robin can teach one of the courses from Science of Mind, and you could get credit for it. That's what we're working on, right?
That would be great. I'd love to do that. I love teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
more people.
I love I don't call it teaching. I call it educating or facilitating, because one of the things that Myrtle Fillmore said is that we want to educate, we want to draw out, we want to open our students up to whatever the material is. And so it's not me telling you, it's me facilitating the process.
And I think the Science of Mind tools that we have is so important right now in this time, you know, to activate those tools that we have, to understand how they work. So we
that's it.
Yeah.
To activate and understand, because when we understand, we know how to use them.
Right.
We know how to interact with them. We know how to get the full benefit of the tools that we've been given. That was one of the things that I found most fascinating about Science of Mind. It was the understanding how to use the tools,
right,
and how to get the benefit. You know, how we benefit from understanding. And you know, one of the things that I've read and it keeps coming to mind is that, you know, healing is revelation. You know, it's being revealed and revealing what needs to be healed. And so I think of this time also as a healing time for our world.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know, it's a healing time, because that which has been in the dark is coming to the light, and it's coming to the light to be healed. You know, and so how do we heal our planet? How do we heal each other? How do we heal our minds?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
as you said, it's from within out.
Yes, it's an invitation.
Yeah. And I love the words you said: ask, seek,
and know.
Ask, seek, and know.
There is there's a picture of Jesus that I remember seeing years ago, and it's like he's at the door. And what was underneath it was ask, and then I said ask, seek, no, ask, seek, knock, because the door is always available to us. Yeah. You know, what are we? You know, we go into the door, we just standing there, going to the door, we're opening it, or we go into the door and going through it. But it's there. You know, it's what we do with the door when we get to it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny, the song we did, Get Ready, was one of my favorite songs when I was in Asheville. And it dawned on me, it's always about getting ready. And I said to my minister, so when are we ready? We're ready now. And I'm like, I think we have to change the words a little bit. So he stopped using the song. He used it every I said, so when are we ready? When are we, when are we there? And it's like, I want to think that I am ready,
I'm ready. Wonderful.
It's like, it's always out there. I want it in here,
Right. It goes back to that claiming and declaring.
Yeah, and knowing.
Yeah. Yes, and knowing.
Right.
So I would love to share a little story with you guys. This is Michelle, and I
Hi, Michelle.
don't always get to be with you, but I did today, and I'm really excited to be here. And the story I'm sharing is what this year of the pause is what I'm calling it, has meant to me. When I first decided I would have to stay in my home for, I don't know how long it was going to be. At that point, maybe it was a month that I thought that COVID would complete.
Yeah.
Right.
And I started staying in my home in March of last year. And I've been in my home pretty much except for twice a month since March. So I feel safe at home. But what was I going to do with myself? And how was I going to comport myself? Who was I? And I was in my meditation, I was asking that question. And the answer came in such a phenomenal way. I saw myself wearing a white robe. And I said, well, you don't want to get married again at 78, so it's not a wedding dress. What is it that you're seeing? And I kept asking myself that, and then I went back into deeper meditation. And when I came out of meditation, a friend of mine who became my friend through the Centers for Spiritual Living at the practitioner conference, where I had the opportunity to be the keynote speaker, called me. And she said, I'm so excited. I found a place where I can get my doctorate as an all faiths minister. And I said, well, I'm really happy for you. What is it? And it's all faith seminary that is generally housed in Manhattan, but because of COVID, it went virtual. And she lives in Providence, so she was able to take the classes. And I said, tell me more. And she said, just go on the website and look at it. And I went on the website, and there I found that John Mundy, who was a teacher of the Course in Miracles and studied for 35 years now, was teaching at All Faith Seminary. And I've been wanting to study A Course in Miracles for maybe 20 years and never found the teacher that I thought was the right teacher for me. And I continued to look further. And then I said, well, that's what I can do. I'm taking all these classes anyway. I might as well just take a class in something that I've always wanted to study in depth because I have the time. As time went on and COVID was still here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm now a student in All Faith Seminary International. I'm studying A Course in Miracles. I'm reading many, many books and writing a lot of papers. And honestly, writing papers is no longer my favorite activity. Anyway, and I'm so excited about what I'm learning, and I have more to share. And it's made me take steps that I never would have taken, like get a new computer, learn how to use Zoom, learn how to use a blue screen, green screen, project on the back of that screen. So the next time you see me, you won't be in my bedroom. You'll be somewhere magical that I am projecting for us.
And speaking of sharing, Michelle is going to share with us this in January.
Right. And I'm so, so excited about the Course in Miracles because it is a miracle and it's a constant miracle. And I get that now. Now that I got out of my own way and shut my brain off a bit and stop trying to be such a smart ass, now I know what the miracles are. And I am so grateful for this period of time. It's so different for me than I thought it would be.
Good,
So,
good.
I think
yeah.
it's all of us.
And I think that's true for so many people,
Yes, I would agree.
that we learn to love ourselves, and that's where it starts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The sequence of ask, receive, ask, seek,
No.
and receive.
No.
No.
Ask, seek, and know.
No. There's, I think there's a little bit of unpacking to do in that word seek, because I think part of that is there's a degree of letting go. A number of years ago, I had this kind of feeling of, I'd be trying to go in a certain direction and a door would slam in my face and I'd be beating my head against this door trying to get through this. And at some point, when I would give up going through that door, then I would realize about the same time that door slammed, one just 90 degrees to it opened. But I couldn't see the one that was 90 degrees to it until I let go of that initial direction that I have. And, there's this concept of the paradigm, which is a paradigm is a way of doing things. And we tend to form a habit of doing things in a certain way. And that certain way may work pretty well for about 90% of stuff that we need to do. But for that other 10%, it doesn't work so well. And you have to be willing to let go of the old way. You have to be willing to let go of the old possession. You have to be willing to let go of the old mindset before you can then have made the space for the new mindset. So that I think that seeking has a little bit of letting go to it. And then, being open, not just that you're going around looking for something, but that you open yourself to this new that you're making space for by letting go of the old, or by being willing to let go of the old.
Right. I would agree
That,
with
Paul,
that.
was exactly what, when Kathy asked us what we wanted to be or in the new year, that you're expressing exactly what,
Yeah. Yeah.
what mind is lovingly open to new understandings.
Yeah.
Robin told us.
Yeah.
Well, I think the seeking is, I think that's a good point, Paul, is in the letting go, in order to have more, you've got to let something go. I mean, because otherwise you're just going to be burdened with everything and there's no space for that. So the seeking is really, to me, is the being willing to let go of, for me, of what I know and what I think is my reality, and be open to possibilities, to what's next, what's available, and seeing things through a different lens, reframing things.
I had observed that the times in my life that where I made the kind of quantum jumps in spiritual growth, rather than just kind of evolutionary gradual growth, it's been kind of step function growth. Those times have also been the times that have been most excruciatingly emotionally painful.
Yeah.
And I have always rejected the idea that the pain was required to get the growth. In other words, that the two had to be connected with each other. And Anne's insight on that was the pain does not come from the growth. The pain comes from the hanging on to what was. if I can open myself to what is becoming, then I do not have to experience the pain. The pain comes from the hanging on, the refusal to let go,
Resistance, yeah.
the resistance to letting go.
We're just futile.
That's what causes the pain.
Robin, what question do you ask?
Ooh, what questions do I ask? Sometimes I just ask for what I need to know. You know, what do I need to know right now? You know, who am I to be? Always open-ended questions that have a tendency to take me deeper. What do I need to know now? Right now, what do I need to know? Who do I need to be? Because sometimes we have situations that come in our lives and I don't know what to do or who to be. So I'm like, okay, guide me, lead me, you know, and I can trust that when I do that, when I look within, I'll know exactly what to do. And sometimes it's not the thing I wanted to do, not the thing I desired to do, but it was the best thing to do. And it comes from the being, you know, the doing comes from the being. You know, who am I being? Who do I want to be in this world? And then let that determine the being. So those are the kinds of questions that I ask. And sometimes when I ask them, I don't get the answers right away. But I continue to ask and I pay attention. As I said earlier, one of my girlfriends said, life is consciousness. The universe is always talking to me. So I've got to pay attention. I've got to pay attention. I look at nature for a lot of my answers because nature is one of the greatest gifts of God because we can see it, you know, and it doesn't get disturbed by the weather. It doesn't get disturbed by it's too hot. At least it doesn't look like it. Sometimes I wonder when I look at the trees, because there's a bunch of trees out here, I look and I say, I wonder what they're saying. Are they saying what I think, you know, are they talking or am I just, you know, are they saying, Dad, it's so hot, I can't, you know? So I'm sorry, Bob, but those are the kinds of questions that I ask, you know.
Thank you, that helps.
Because it's about me.
Right.
It's about me in a situation because I'm the only person that I have control over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be, if I'm asking a question about a situation, is who am I going to be in this situation? Who do I need to be in this situation? What is the highest and best for me in this situation? Because when we do what's best for us, or we bring our best selves to a moment, we create a good moment for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because it all works together. We got to show up first for ourselves and then to the world.
Well, Eric Butterworth challenges a week before the new year starts to take a whole week and just monitor your thoughts and don't allow any negativity to hang around. And he says you can't keep it up but a week because it's exhausting.
But we can you know, just that whole idea of paying attention to our thoughts, you know,
Yes.
it gives us an opportunity to see what we've been thinking and whether we still want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and how it's serving us or not. So I think Eric Butterworth had a really good idea, and yeah, it could get taxing, but it also demonstrates to us how much of those kinds of thoughts we have running through our brains.
Good point.
It may be exhausting at first, and maybe you can't hold it 100% for more than a week. But if you work at it for a week, and then kind of sit back and retrospect a little bit, and then go back at it again, it's kind of like if you haven't been walking, and all of a sudden you start walking, your body's going to say, "Whoa, what's this?" You know, and it's going to let you know that you're doing something different because you're using muscles that you haven't used, and they're going to complain about it. and the same thing is true with our mental habits. You know, at first it may seem exhausting, but if you can, accept that you're not going to be 100% at it, but keep working at it, then eventually you build those new muscles and you build the stamina to it. And at some point, it's going to start becoming habit.
Sets a good base. A week sets a good base.
A week would be, a good goal. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to do a new exercise regimen and I'm going to do it very diligently for a week. And I know after the week, I'm going to be kind of sore, but then I can, keep at it, maybe not as diligently, but keep at it and build those muscles until I can do it more or less constantly rather than just a week at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it, I think it's 21 days. You have to do something in order to change your brain, the way you're thinking.
Depends on who you talk to. 21 days, 30 days, 60 days.
Okay.
It depends,
Well, it depends on how hardcore a person you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
21 seconds would be good for me.
But that's how long you can keep it up.
Yeah, I probably quit smoking 30 years ago. And you know what I dreamed last night? I dreamed that I had 2 purses and I was looking in both purses for a pack of cigarettes. So it doesn't leave you.
Yeah.
That old habit was trying to rear its ugly head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think all of us have learned something from this staying home and staying put. We've all learned something, and we're hoping we do something with that we learned to activate that.
Well, and some of the other things that have been going on, we've learned that, we've come a long way in terms of equal rights, but we have a long way to go too. So, we may have allowed our attention to drift to other things, and now our attention has been brought back to that, and we can be sure that we're being a little more diligent about, working on the equality issues and things like that.
Yeah.
So, I look at it and I think, wow, we have come so far. And then, you do run into situations where you think, yeah, we're not quite there yet, but we are growing.
But I think it's our attention is on it more. Like we really didn't understand.
Our attention has been brought back to it.
Right.
And
our intention has been brought back to it.
Our intention has been brought back to it. And we'll go through another phase where we go through a lot of growth like we did back in the 60s. And we'll lose sight of it again at some point, but we'll be a lot farther along, and we will continue to grow even after that.
Well, I'm hoping we don't lose sight of it.
That's right.
I'm hoping it stays in front of us until we change.
Yeah.
Change. It has to be, and I think it's different now because it's making it so personal to people, and we understand where they're coming from more, where it was far away from us, and now it's bringing us closer to home. And they have all these classes that they're offering. Robin is teaching one, or she's in one right now, right?
I am part of an affinity group for diversity and inclusion, and
that's from headquarters. That's from Science of Mind headquarters. I looked it up last night. They're the ones that are offering that with the book. Your grandmother's, what is it? Your grandmother's.
My grandmother's hands.
Yeah. They're doing it from that book, and I'm thinking it's the same class you're on.
I'm not sure, but I know that it's very insightful. And the thing is that when we remember that we've been trained and conditioned to believe that we're different, but we're not. we're the same and we're all part of the whole. And so it's the recognition, and as I don't want to misquote Reverend Ruth, but she says that we get to identify our patterns and then choose whether they work or whether we're going to use them and change them. So it's just the awareness of how we are perceiving ourselves in the world, and the things that the things that we've learned, or the patterns that have been ingrained, or the thoughts that we have, you know, how they have impacted, especially, for lack of a better word, the people of color, because they have had more to deal with,
Right.
as far as, you know, having the experience of life and living. I believe that God wanted us all to be equal, but I also know that if, you know, I told someone once, because, you know, in unity, you know, we're all one, and we talk about, you know, someone told me, well, you know, we don't see color. And I said, well, that's really sad, because, you know, for whatever reason, you know, God made colors. And so it's not the colors that makes the difference. It's about how we get to be one with the variety that we have of expression and form and gender and ideology, because the fact that we're all here right now means that we are capable of finding that commonality and creating a space in a world that works for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of, to me, that's part of our role, is to be able to be a part of the conversation and the opportunity to create that, you know, to manifest that, because we know that there is no separation, there is only oneness. And yeah, you know, we've grown up in a society or in a world where we've been told that people are different and there's different expectations, but if we're all spirit and we're all gifts of God and we all come with all the tools, then what happened that changed that?
Yeah.
What was the conversation? What was the thought? Because when you think about it, it's all thought. You know, whether it's true or not, you know, whether it's fact or fiction, it is thought, you know. And sometimes we call something truth because that's all we've known, but it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have own a store, and a lady from China came in one day and was shopping. Her husband was a visiting professor here. And so she was, you know, just had a few more weeks before she went back to China. And I asked her how she had enjoyed her stay here. And she said, you know, to be truthful, I haven't enjoyed it much at all, because she says there's too much to deal with. She said there's tall people and short people and white people and black people and blonde and brunette and redhead. She said there's just too much stimulation.
Yeah, because in China it's very uniform.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that. I was going to say, is it like that in China?
Mm-hmm.
They've all they all have dark hair and they're all short.
Yeah, that's what she said. Everybody said she said it's so hard.
That's interesting. Interesting.
Togetherness does not imply unity or uniformity.
Right.
Yeah.
Togetherness is not uniformity. And I mean, it seems to me that our diversity is what makes us strong. Our diversity is what makes us intelligent. Our diversity is what makes us be able to accomplish things that we would not be able to accomplish if we did not, if we did not have the diversity. Diversity in what we look like, diversity in the way we think, diversity in our experiences, just diversity on every level.
And I don't want to bring politics into this, but I know Biden, just by picking the people that he has picked, is trying to unite everybody.
Yeah.
The diversity that he's going to have representing us. And I think that helps. That helps because you're getting different opinions from different nationalities and everything. And then you're making a united decision and people feel like they are a part of that decision and not separate, you know? So I think
He's trying to
things
unite.
are changing. I know they're going to change this year, and we're going to be part of that.
Right.
We are part of that change.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good. Okay. Anybody else have anything to add?
Let's see.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Same to you all.
Yeah.
I have a few things going on that you might be interested in it. The Center for Spiritual Living headquarters is doing a New Year's Eve dance party. If you're into that, it's at 10 o'clock our time, and it's Eddie Watkins Jr. So if you're home, you can dance.
He's
Thanks.
great to dance to.
Thanks, Kathy, for that. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
I'll send that out to everybody again. And also headquarters is having on December 31st, they're doing a Heart of Peace meditation, and it's global. And it's more than 500 million people are doing this at the same time all over the world. So our time, sorry to say, is 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, it's always early. Yeah, it's always.
December 31st. I will send that link out to anybody that wants to. But what a powerful that is to link into 500 million people meditating and praying at the same time all over the world. I think
I lived in Kansas City for the first World Healing Day, and we met at a huge auditorium downtown at 6 in the morning.
Wow.
It would be 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we had like 5,000 people there. It was amazing.
That was 1% of the 500,000.
Yeah. And another thing, our board of directors, there's 5 of us, and we are going to be taking a facilitation academy class from headquarters. So it helps us to organize and make a better group. So that's going to be in February. We just signed up for that. There's 5 of us that are going.
Awesome. And
we still haven't heard about the meeting was last Monday. So we'll probably hear, I don't know when they're coming back to work, if they're off this whole week or not. But we're knowing that we have gotten our charter. So that's what we're knowing and holding. So
Betty's cat got loose. I put in here for Robin's people a slide that has our website, and if you click on the contact, underneath that is the email list, and if you click on that link, then it'll take you to a page that'll tell you how to subscribe to our email list. And we send out notices of what the meeting is going to be out on Sunday, and include the Zoom link. And as stuff happens, like we get our affiliation and whatever, those announcements go out to the list as well. I noticed, Robin, there was a number of your people that have dropped off already, so we'll have to get that to them separately.
Okay, I will. I can do that.
okay, so it's I want to thank everybody for the donations, sending checks to my home and going through PayPal, and that's also on the webpage, how to do that. So
Okay.
what I know is God is the source of all supply, and money is God in action. And as we give, we set spiritual law in motion. And right here, we are clear. We give out of our fullness. We give out of our abundance. We give out of our overflowing blessings. And we give to our Science of Mind Charlottesville, knowing we touch the minds and hearts of all that come, and our group expands in number and consciousness, and our lives keep getting better and better. And we live from this state of gratitude. And so it is. So it is.
So it is.
So Robin's going to close us out.
Paul and Ann, will you lead the song?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it now or do it before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do it now. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God around us. Let us join me so triumphant. We rest in God and sing amen.
We didn't mute everybody before.
It's when we don't mute everybody, it sounds like the Hogwarts school song.
So we give thanks for all things, and we give thanks for this time together. For we know that our hearts have been open, our minds have expanded, and we know that the goodness of God is permeating every cell of our being. And we know that each person here has been blessed, and each person has left a gift. And for this, we are so grateful. We give thanks for all the good that is Charlotte, Science of Mind, the Center of Spiritual Living, Charlottesville is experiencing. And we know that only the highest and best is yet to come. And we know that Spirit is doing a mighty work in, through, as, and for them. And we give great thanks for Kathy, for she is the catalyst and the instrument that began this whole process. And God, we know that as she continues to be open and receptive, that the path is made and the way is being cleared. And we just know that the highest and best is manifesting as we close out this time we call 2020. And as we spring into 2021, we find that which is ours to do. And we do it with full vigor and vim, with passion and love and light and joy and great gratitude for the gift that we each are. And I release this word into the heart of life, knowing that these seeds have been planted and watered or nurtured and bringing forth fruit and flowers. And for this, I am grateful. And so it is. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been so good. I'm gonna drop in. I'm gonna drop in and visit a little more. I really do appreciate you. I miss you, and perhaps sometime in 2021 we'll actually be able to lay hands on one another and see.
Yep.
Right. Each other, body to body, flesh to flesh, in that beautiful place you call home. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody that has joined us. We would love for you to join us again. We're open to anyone and everyone. So the more the merrier. So happy and healthy New Year. And it's going to be a year of all new beginnings.
Yes, ma'am. Each and every moment.
We were up to 32 at one point, although some of them were doubles, like Jane had 2 logins at once. So that was probably only 31 or 30, but according to the participant list, it was 32.
I think Robin brings a whole host with her.
Yeah, they follow you.
Well, I like to share where I am and what I'm doing, and you know, it's an opportunity for all of us. You know, we each get benefit.
It is. And we thank you for that.
By it. So I'm glad that people showed up, and Santa, thank you so much. She has been and always will be my spiritual guru. She was the one that taught me about prayer and meditation and how to do that and how to be that. She is my rock. She is my spiritual guide. And I'm so grateful that God brought our paths together. Thank you. And Connie and Josh, I appreciate y'all being on, and everybody else that was on. And you guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't wait to see what Charlottesville Center of Spiritual Living becomes, because it is blossoming. You guys are rocking and rolling.
Well,
And I feel privileged that y'all let me come and participate with you. So thank you.
anytime and every time.
And nice meeting everybody else, because I don't think I've ever seen Sylvia or Nita. Michelle, she seems familiar. Bob, I don't know that I know, but everybody else. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I mean, yes, I have to, that's a bad New York habit, calling everybody guys, but
Yeah.
I appreciate all the people.
I relate though. You guys.
Robin, in Texas, we said y'all.
Oh, y'all.
No, yeah.
I think all y'all is somewhere else. You know, that's a variation on it, but the true Texas is y'all, just y'all.
Okay.
YAWL, y'all.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yes, we are. All right, guys, I will see you later. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
And thank you. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Bye now.